Hey Mepham, welcome back to the Midweek Update. In today's episode, we take a look at a local barbershop, a look back on last week's virtual half day, and a short movie and a PSA about the dangers of eating too much sugar. This and more on this week's Midweek Update. I'm Maya Passanisi.
And I'm Emma Santiago, and welcome back to the Midweek Update, the B&B show that brings you closer to the people and places in and around the Mepham community.
So Emma, what did you do over this break?
I spent half my break with my family because of Thanksgiving.
And the other half the time?
On my phone, but it's not as bad as it sounds.
Okay, Emma. I'm sure our next two guests would have some hot takes on how they get their news.
You know, I grew up with Newsday at my doorstep every morning. Like, that's all you read. But if you're, an article appears and suddenly it's from the, I don't know, Chicago, whatever they have, Boston Herald, like, okay, I'm reading that from that article in that area.
But, while digital media is nice, classic Americana is unfolding newspaper, breakfast table, reading the news, right? There's just something picture perfect about that image of that. The unfolding paper, the delivery boy writing downtown, fellow newspapers. It's a piece of history that just can't be replicated by digital media, right? No one's scrolling on their iPads or talking on their windows anymore. Like it's missing.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, to that point, like Newsday, I don't know. Where'd you grow up?
Upstate.
Yeah. So, but there came a point at which Newsday did a whole series, I remember when I was a kid, Long Island Our Story, for like years. And you got the whole thing about like how Long Island was founded and, everything from Native Americans to what happened like in Jones Beach, like, to like pop stars. So yes, to that point, yeah, there's that. I don't know, I guess you get the locals views with that, but the digital does offer more of a world view. So I guess that's the balance. Local.
And you're right, it's instantaneous. I mean, just this morning, my phone pops up that South Korea's president declared martial law.
Isn't it so cool that we can get so much content right from our phones?
I know. And even here at B&B, we're getting into making stories specifically for social media.
Exactly. Senior Matt Nadoff has really been honing his skills in the world of vertical storytelling. One of them even got entered into the recent STN Fall Challenge competition we participated in.
I think I remember the prompt he was given. It was, I never knew this place existed. It also reminded me I need to make a hair appointment.
It's a comfortable place to be. It's got the look and feel, I think, that most guys are probably craving, in the sense that it's more guy-oriented. So it's cool, it's got good vibes.
Although there are several barbershops around the town of Bellmore, the Gentleman's Stand is more than a barbershop to its customers. The unique environment offers an elevated experience.
If you actually walk down this strip of this block, you can see this is the best looking barbershop. Nicest lights in here, it's very, very roomy in here. All the other ones are pretty tight, and everyone's not as personable as Ray is, or Simon. So, this place is the best. There's nothing better than here.
They're used to coming into a place where, like they said in a barbershop, people don't speak to them. So they come here and we speak to them, we make fun of each other, we laugh. It's an easy environment to be around. So they want to get away from like whatever they got going on in their personal lives. So they come here, they laugh, and it's a good feeling to get away from that.
The shop might come as a surprise to some, considering its location. However, once people find out how much of a diamond in the rough the store really is, it's hard to ignore.
It's like, it's a hidden gem kind of, because you can't really see it off, any highways or anything. It's just like Bedford Avenue is a nice small little town, and if you don't come here, you're not going to see us. So, yeah, once people find out that we're here, they're very surprised.
After learning about all the cool perks of the Gentleman's Den, I can't wait to get my haircut here. For B&B, I'm Matt Nadoff. Just a little bit off the top.
Sure.
Wow, that was so cool. I can't believe it was done in just a few days.
I know. It's crazy that all that work can get done in such a short amount of time.
Speaking of a short time, do you remember our virtual half day?
Yeah, it was really short. I think Hailey Gardner's got more on that one.
As you all may know, on November 27th here at Mepham High School was a virtual half-day, as long as all the other schools in the Bellmore-Merrick Central High School District. But you may ask, why was it virtual? Virtual learning began to become popular during 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now we are almost back to normalcy at school, but we make one exception for this day.
We hope to never have to go back to virtual instruction like we did back in the pandemic. But in the event, the unlikely event, that something happens where we have to close the building for many days, I think it's important for us to know that we're practiced.
I don't know about all of you, but I'm certainly grateful for this virtual day because who wouldn't rather sit at home and be able to learn than sit in school all day? Well, that's all for me. I'm Hailey Gardner, and back to Emma and Maya in the studio.
I don't know about you, Emma, but my favorite thing about virtual days is getting to see all of my friends on Google Meets.
My favorite thing is having time to watch movies.
Well, now everyone knows what you were really doing instead of your online class. Actually, did you happen to see our other STN submission? It was a short film. It was really interesting.
Yeah, STN really gave them a tough challenge this year. They had to make sure the story began in the middle of an interrogation by some person of authority. They had to incorporate a flashback scene of no more than 30 seconds, and they had to include a broken pencil. See if you can all spot that.
Hey, wise guy, you got a watch? Because we've been at this a long time and you're not budging.
I've been telling you would get more information out of me from that mugs down in the slums, not me. So let me out of here, will ya?
I'm afraid I don't like your manner. Keep lying to me. I'm going to tell you one more time. What's in the briefcase?
Nothing you should get your gritty little mitts on.
Answer me, what's inside?
What does it matter to you anyway?
Bad things happen in the city. Bad things. And this is just the beginning of this talk pit. Someone's got to wrangle the horse out of this suitcase.
Fine, I'll bite. Listen, I know what's inside, but I won't go around telling every mean mug that locks me in a room how to open it. The man upstairs won't be too happy.
How do you even get involved with this bunch anyway?
Well, I'll tell ya. Dark nights, those winters, I was just looking for a place to stay warm. You know, I've never been the type to fancy the winter. My mother used to tell me about the storms and...
Oh, forget it. Last chance, quick. It's either you tell me now, or it's the slammer.
You wouldn't dare.
Listen, you won't be the first to go from here to the slammer. So if you want, I can have your mother there go instead. I can make a couple of calls.
Heavens! Okay, I'll tell you, but just leave my mother out of this. You really want to open it? The code's 1729. That's all I can tell you. I don't want any more trouble, I swear.
I knew you'd have a sore spot. Gotcha. What on earth? What kind of operation are you running here?
You never heard of duck smuggling?
You make me sick. Now we gotta get you a lawyer.
Wow, I'm impressed. They hit all the requirements.
And it was entertaining, to say the least. Really made me think.
Sometimes videos are intentionally made to make you think. Let's hear from Allison Redican, a very different kind of thought-provoking video.
Thanks, guys. As we've already seen, the content made by students who participated in the STN Fall Challenge has been great. However, those weren't the only projects submitted to STN. One group had to make a PSA following the prompt, "Too much sugar can lead to problems." They also had to come up with a catchy slogan or tagline while focusing specifically on the amount of sugar consumed by adolescents.
Over 60% of adolescents consume a sugary drink every day. It starts with a sip, a taste, a choice, irritability, blood disease, obesity, diabetes. Sweet today, sour tomorrow. Think about your future.
That PSA will definitely make me think twice next time I'm having a sugary snack or drink. That's all for me. I'm Allison Redican, sending it back to you guys in the studio.
That was such a cool PSA. Sugar consumption is such a random topic, though.
Yeah, but, you know, it's health related. And you know what else is good for your health?
What?
Playing sports. Jake Maxwell is an expert on that one.
Thanks, guys. The winter season is kicking off, and there's a lot going on in Mepham sports. Starting off on the mats, the wrestling team will face off against Great Neck North today. Now going over to the basketball courts, the boys basketball team started off the season against Wantagh, where they took a tough 57-54 loss. Next, they will head over to Wheatley today in the Wildcat Invitational Tournament. The girls basketball team will also be heading over to Wantagh for the Wantagh Tournament. Good luck to all our sports teams this season. That's all I have for you for this midweek update. As always, I've been Jake Maxwell. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Jake. I really enjoyed watching the football games on Thanksgiving.
We had the games on in the background, but I was too busy laughing with my family to really watch them. I hope you all had an incredible break.
Now, we have 3 weeks until the next one. Make sure to tune in next week for even more news stories from around the BMCHSD to bring you inside the parts of the community we don't always get to see. Until then, I'm Passanisi.
And I'm Santiago, and we'll see you next time.